The story, a Frederick man is accused of killing his wife and 2 children, all the while appearing to be a worried husband.
What we don't know is why. Good evening. Thank you for being here with us. I'm Teresa Marchetta.
And I'm Tom Mustin. Glad you're with us. In this new mugshot, Christopher Watts looks nothing like the figure seen in family photos. Gone is the smile he showed next to his wife and daughters, or even in the interview he gave Denver 7 a day before his arrest.
Our team has been working their sources around the clock all week to make sure that you're the first to learn when there's a break in this case. Jace Larson, the very first reporter in the nation to break the news that Watts had been detained and confessed to the killing. And tonight, he's hearing from the DA about what comes next in the prosecution. Jacqueline Allen was on scene last night as police relaunched their search inside the family home. Tonight, she is hearing from the couples Chris Watts was staying with while police search for the wife and daughters police say he killed.
And Jennifer Kovaleski was there today as Watts made his first appearance before a judge. She begins our team coverage tonight. Jennifer?
Tom and Teresa, prosecutors just confirmed what many have long suspected, that this pregnant mom and her 2 little girls were killed inside the family's home in Frederick. Now, we know at least one of the bodies was found at an Anadarko oil and gas field. They are still searching for the little girls tonight.
And I think our hearts are broken for the town of Frederick.
For the small town of Frederick and investigators, this is the outcome no one wanted.
It's been earth-shattering. Expressing our sorrow for the loss of Shanann Watts, Bella, and Celeste. This is absolutely the worst possible outcome.
Investigators with the FBI, CBI, and Frederick police have been working around the clock since Monday to find pregnant Shanann Watts and her 2 little girls, Cece and Bella. But everything changed late Wednesday night.
Chris Watts was taken into custody and was transported to the Wall County Jail just after 11:30 p.m. last night.
Sources tell Denver 7 Shanann's husband, Chris, confessed to killing his own family and then hiding their bodies. Just 24 hours after he went in front of our cameras.
Just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back.
A far different picture than this afternoon when he walked into a Weld County courtroom wearing an orange jumpsuit.
We have been able to recover a body that we're quite certain is Shanann Watts' body.
Detectives say they found Shanann's body on Anadarko property, one of the state's largest oil and gas companies where Chris was employed. Anadarko says Chris is no longer an employee.
Our hearts and our prayers go out to the families.
The search is now focused on finding the bodies of those 2 young girls.
We have strong reason to believe that we know where the bodies of the children are, and recovery efforts are in process on that.
Just a heartbreaking story. Now, Chris Watts is facing 3 counts of first-degree murder. He has not been formally charged. That will happen on Monday, and he's due back in court on Tuesday. Now, Denver 7's Jacqueline Allen spoke with the family friend where Chris had been staying. And Jacqueline, they say they noticed something that was off that made them call investigators.
Right. They say he just wasn't being proactive enough. Here at the house, there's been a steady stream of neighbors and friends building this growing memorial as people here try to wrap their heads around this tragedy, especially those who initially defended Chris.
I mean, we were hoping for the best.
At first, Nicholas and Amanda Thayer believed everything Chris Watts told them.
We feel stupid.
But for 2 years, their 2 families had spent so many weekends together. When they learned Shanann, Bella, and Celeste were missing, they opened their home to help Chris.
We love Shanann and those girls so much.
They never suspected the seemingly doting dad would ever hurt his family or theirs.
He stayed the night at our house across the hall from our 5-year-old.
That'll haunt me.
Even more haunting. Why? Why would he do this? Chris told them Monday about financial trouble.
We had no idea that they were financially until we spoke with Chris on Monday.
He mentioned putting the house up for sale.
And then last week, Amanda says Shanann confided suspicions of infidelity.
She said that it came to her mind that possibly he could be cheating, but at the same time, she was like, you know, he has no game.
But they say he tricked them. Only once when they were with him did they see any red flags.
It was Tuesday afternoon, and it was just kind of I thought, two easily ways of knowing where she could have been, and he didn't seem all that eager to look into it.
They called detectives that night to report it. Still, they say the Watts appeared to be a happy family, and even if they weren't, no one expected this.
He just didn't seem like the type of guy to injure a fly, let alone his entire family.
I look at my little girl and I don't know how anybody could do that. There's no reason. And tonight, the couple says they're so sorry they defended Chris, and they've told Shanann's family that. I've been communicating with Shanann's family. Her brother sent me the fundraising sites to help pay for the funeral and these travel expenses. We put those on the denverchannel.com. Now, my colleague, Denver 7's Jace Larson, has been sitting down with the DA. And Jace, you have learned some more information about where Shanann's body is.
Yeah, right now we are standing in the southeast part of Weld County. This is the area where investigators have been searching. When I sat down with the Weld County District Attorney just about 90 minutes ago, he told us while they have found her body, as you guys have been reporting, they are still searching for the bodies of her two daughters. Now, let me tell you or show you what this area looks like from the air. We're told that her body was found out in an open field here, and investigators have been now searching for many hours to try and make sure that they can get all of the remains out here. After we broke news last night that Chris Watt had allegedly confessed, so many people started asking, will he receive the death penalty? So that's one of the things I brought up when I sat down with the Weld County District Attorney. People on Facebook, on Twitter, are saying the death penalty unquestionable. What goes through your mind when you try to evaluate a case for the death penalty?
With respect to this particular case, that is so far down the road, I haven't even thought or begun that thought process yet. But it would certainly involve communication and collaboration, discussion with her family, law enforcement, members of my office.
So any decision that has to be made on that doesn't have to be made now for several months. So the district attorney's office has 63 days from an arraignment, and that arraignment is a formal court hearing. That isn't even scheduled yet. That would be several weeks away. So then any decision after that wouldn't happen for perhaps 2 more months. This is all still very early, and keeping in mind, they're still trying to recover bodies here. We are live in Weld County. Jace Larson, Denver 7.
Jace, thank you so much. Our coverage of this story is just getting started. Be here with us tonight at 6 as a law enforcement expert breaks down the red flags raised by Watt's interview with us just one day after his family was reported missing and one day before he was taken into custody in their murders. You can also watch that full unedited interview right now on the denverchannel.com.